We are back.
We back.
Hey.
Welcome back to another season of Boys Love, Boys Love. This season, we are going to be reviewing, discussing, celebrating even Cherry Magic.
How I could have been a wizard all this time after
30 years of virginity makes you a goddamn wizard? ? That's full English title.
Yeah. She's the wiz. She's the wizard.
This is my... I'm so excited to talk about this.
For Cherry Magic specifically?
Because this is
or just like a new BL?
Both. Because I do think I flourish when I talk about gay content. Sorry, Queendom Puzzle. I don't think I'm flourishing on that show. In many ways, this is going to be different from 8th Sense. Okay? Let's name them.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
We've seen it before?
I've seen it once.
I've seen it twice. This will be my third time going through the series.
Yes. However, we've never seen the movie, which we will do at the end.
We've never seen the movie, so that'll be very exciting.
This is a comedy. It's giving commedia dell'arte.
You know, people don't really know us for our comedy, so I think it'll be
Okay. I would say this is light. This is berets.
This is the beret.
This is the equivalent of a beret.
I don't think anyone wears a beret. I'm trying to remember. I don't.
No. There's no berets in the show, but this is the equivalent of wearing a beret.
This is a Japanese show.
We've crossed the ocean.
Yeah. I will cross the ocean for you. Was this your first Japanese TV show that you've seen?
I have. Yes, I've never watched a Japanese TV show before. And honestly, the only Japanese film I've ever seen is Drive My Car. A great piece of cinema.
Amazing film.
Yeah. I also watched Agretzko. I did do dub, not sub. I started with dubbed. I didn't even know they had a sub option.
Netflix automatically.
And then I got used to the voices, so now I have to hear the American voices of those characters. But
I'm that way when it comes to anime like Agretzko, where it's okay, it's a raccoon. So
it's also
I'll take the voice.
mouth. It doesn't bother me much because the mouths don't match anyway.
Yeah,
especially in anime where they just open and close.
Yeah.
They don't kind of try to emulate vowel sounds specifically.
Yeah. Growing up, my brother and I were very big into Japanese TV shows because we watched a lot of what the Power Rangers were based off of. The Japanese versions. It's it doesn't match up. It's not the same story.
Right.
But it's the same action sequences. I just thought it was funny. But we used to watch that all the time.
Did you have a Japanese television channel?
We did.
In the Philippines?
Mm-hmm. There was a show called Oh Tokyo! ! And it was a Filipino woman. It was for the Philippines. Going to different museums, amusement parks. And she would literally just be with a cameraman and a microphone just like this. And it would be then we are here at the blah, blah, blah. Let's go take a ride. Or she would eat food. And it was my favorite TV show growing up.
The only other thing that you and I have watched that I just remembered is...
That's Japanese?
Yes. Is the show of the little kids who go do tasks.
Oh.
What is that fucking show called?
Good Job or something. It's something like that. It's great job. I was in an anime club in high school. So...
I was in GSA.
You were in show choir.
Yeah, it's just another word
just another
for GSA. Yeah. All that to say, this is our first Japanese BL. This is the only Japanese BL I've ever watched.
Same.
Period. Still.
Period.
Well, no, because didn't you watch an anime BL?
I did. I watched.
Did you finish it?
I did.
Okay.
Sasuke Miyano, which is a BL anime.
You.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If we do a Boys Love Patreon situation,
that kind of energy.
I would love for you to watch a BL anime.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
If we're going to do it, listen, if we're going to do a Patreon and I'm watching an anime, I need some
Adam.
I'm just saying, that's what the paywall's for.
We can't show that.
No, you blur it out, but you see my reaction to it. Japan is credited to the first kind of the start of the BL endeavor starts in Japan. This is what I read online. Let me know if I'm wrong. But that's what I thought I saw. But it's been more popularized, obviously, in like Thailand.
Yeah.
They've really capitalized on it more than I think any other country.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about GMMTV and how like you could really scroll through that YouTube channel and
every like at least 3 times a week you get a new
new show. Yeah.
And it's every week of the year. 52 weeks. 3 episodes a week. That's a lot.
I mean, it was just like Boys Love, you know?
And GMMTV continues to prove that it costs no money to make a TV show. And honestly, and I mean this very genuinely, I love the production quality of like a Korean BL because they're so high where it's like you spent too much money on this for it to be 12 minutes long. But the Thai ones, even though they are cheaper, there's something so nice about just like the idea. It makes me feel like I could go make a BL. Yeah. I probably shouldn't come away with that feeling like I can do it too. But like, it's kind of nice.
But with this experience of this Japan BL,
I love that we're not even talking about.
I know that's why I'm trying to bring it back.
Thank you.
But with the experience of this being on your only Japan BL, what have you noticed so far of like how this differentiates from the other ones, production quality wise?
I would say it's still pretty high production quality.
It's high and it feels like a movie. You know how a movie feels like
on the show. We've only watched The Eighth Sense.
Yeah. So
we know that we've watched more.
Yeah.
And some of you have heard what we've watched before. But I mean, just the vibe of going from like The Eighth Sense, which was such its own vibe in general, even separate from regular Korean
BLs, yeah.
To this, which is, do I think about office culture when I think of Japan? 100%.
I do.
I really do.
I mean,
I do.
The fact that the 2 things that you finish are Cherry Magic and Agretzko, which is about both very heavy on office culture.
Yeah. And as an office girly myself,
I relate.
I do relate. I do. It is important to see yourself on screen. Here's my one thing about the production of this, and then we can talk about the show. I don't understand who color corrected this TV show. There is a yellow tint.
There is a yellow tint. I was about to say, it's because you see it on their skin.
Their coloring of the show itself is weird. Just everything kind of has this like a warm.
It's like glow. A warm glow, but everything they've shot is very cool. I think that's when it shows, because I noticed it in the office scenes a lot.
The office scenes, it's so.
And when they're when they're wearing like the blacks.
There
and the
is
whites.
So much in the office that is orange and yellow too. Yeah. So it like I almost feel like accentuates that.
Yeah,
It's my one note of the show that I'm like,
well, if they want to fix it, I know a good colorist. I can Google it. Pay him some transparent money.
What's the show called?
Vice Versa.
We're watching
Vice Versa.
We're watching Vice Versa right now, just on our own, because we need things for ourselves.
Something that's just for ourselves. But if you're interested.
But I do love Jimmy.
Get you a man who's a dentist and also looks like that and also kisses men.
So get you a gay dentist. We start the show. It's hard to talk about this as if I've never seen it, so I'm not going to do that. The whole recap series. We know what's going on. I love Adachi. He is one of my favorite characters in BL lore.
Period.
He is first of all, this actor is so good. He's so funny. His physical comedy is
oh my god. When I first watched it, I remember being like, I cackled in this first episode. Like, the physical comedy is like out of this world.
Yes. And it's
because you don't get it. You don't get it in a lot of, honestly, like gay stuff, I would say.
No.
Like gay stories.
No. And also goofy. Physical comedy is so hard to do.
Physical comedy is really hard. People take it for granted.
I mean, Lucille Ball energy in like the absolute best way.
Fran Drescher.
Vitamin of Vegemin. He is about to celebrate his 30th birthday. His little friend at work. I don't even remember his name yet.
It's like it's technically his supervisor. Oh no, maybe they're just a coworker and he just like gets away with doing his work for him. That's true. Oh.
So he is like, you're going to celebrate your birthday, and then somehow they get on the How does this happen?
They just knew that like you haven't dated, like he's never dated anyone.
Yes. Where is HR? This is not a conversation appropriate for work.
Mama, that's in every office BL, I feel like.
No, I understand. I'm calling out the office BL trope. Why are we talking about virginity in the office?
I don't think he's saying that he's like, I know you're a virgin. I think he's just like, oh, you haven't had a girlfriend yet or whatever? You're not going to have a girlfriend when you're 30? Well, maybe you fall under that urban myth or whatever.
But that's inherently the thing, is that if you haven't had sex, then you're a virgin, which means you're a wizard at 30.
Yeah.
That's the lore. So he is saying it. Even if he doesn't outwardly say it, he is saying it. Also, very, very, between this and Hocus Pocus, huge, huge magic energy for virgins.
Oh!
Virgin lights a black flame candle.
Black flame candle, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of voiceover in the show. Which I... Say this.
Which is important to get actors that are really expressive, because half of the show is about you hearing other people's thoughts.
Yes.
So everyone is acting with like a dialogue playing.
Yes.
In their minds. And so you have to be expressive in your face. And I feel like the casting does a really good job of that. And I think obviously like Adachi and Kurosawa are like so good at it.
Yes. Also, I think in general, we just watched a film recently where there was voiceover and I was like very annoyed by it.
I know. Voiceover, you have to do it well. You can't just slap it on to like have an easy out basically to explain what's going on.
I think
this is one of the best
This had
ones.
to be voiceover.
Yeah, it has to be. I feel like
because otherwise the only thing you would hear is just their thoughts, and because we already get Adachi's thoughts in general as like narration of the show, we also get his reactions to things. We get to hear his reactions to things even when he doesn't outwardly say them, which I think is like some of the best comedy of the show.
Yes. Acting is reacting.
Thank you.
Someone finally said it. And the thing too is Adachi even says it. He says, all I ever do is think. I don't actually do anything. I always just think about, and like it ends up being kind of like his burden to try and to get over. Mm-hmm. But like it obviously like puts it in hyper focus when all he can do is hear what other people think. So now he's like truly become like the problem that he becomes a safety net. Like he even says like that's the reason why I don't talk to people that I like, or like I have maybe not dated, because I always just think about like things that I could do and then I end up not doing it.
There is a guy in the office who's also like 30 and is the best at everything. He's number one.
Period.
His name is Kurosawa. I would have the biggest crush on this man.
If you were one of
I'm one of these girlies.
Yeah. Clapping.
Yeah. He gives me so attractive.
He gives me the like, he's the one that's giving all of those classic white men lines of like, let's rock and roll, or
yes,
can't get far without these.
Yeah. When somebody comes into the bar and he's like, guess they let anybody in here. One of those.
He's doing absolutely all of those.
He golfs.
Yeah.
And that's not a judgment, right? It's just a fact. This is a man that golfs.
Adam, your father-in-law.
Yeah. I had to think about what father-in-law meant. I was like, my father-in-law.
My father-in-law.
What is a father-in-law? And then I was like, oh, your
my
dad.
Father.
Okay, got it. And maybe there are better ways we could use millions of acres of land in the country than to waste it on 10 people and 18 holes, but it's a different podcast. Okay.
Speaking of holes,
you have to be joking. This is not even the show for that.
I'm just trying to get you moving from point A to point B.
In what world do you think my next point was about holes?
Well,
my God. Now these theme credits.
I've forgotten this sensation of my racing heart, and now the same old view starts to throb. I drew a stop line by myself and have kept on running on the spot these days. I'm the only person I cannot fool, so I'll shout out all my heart and rather than being heard. What I fear more is you and I not understanding each other. I'll follow where the heart sings, 'cause staying at this same place forever, standing still is not what I was born to do. Let the quickening of my emotions be in sync with my feet to step out.
I do think these theme credits are iconic. However, they do not tonally match the show in any way. You would think this show is very like introspective, reflective, growth.
Yeah.
This is not that show.
It's so funny. And it's because it's just comes out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, hard cut.
He
open the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah. I love, one of my favorite things about Adachi, the character, is that his hair is always messy.
So good.
Betty hair. Betty?
Like that staticky.
Yes. It's so funny to me. I love this. And it's
styled so well because it kind of always looks like the same type of bed hair.
Yes.
It's always like here.
Which I actually think would be hard to do.
Yeah. He looks like...
I love this character so much.
I really want the manga. I think I want...
Do you know how many there are, RJ?
Like a full... like.
Yes, girl.
Like how he has like millions of books.
Yes, girl.
It's going to be like that. Because I want to see...
I think they're on like the 13th volume.
Wow.
And I was like...
But he already gave up his virginity. So how does it keep going?
That's at the beginning. Have you you watched the show twice?
What is the rest of the story if you're not a magician anymore?
I mean, what's the movie? I guess we'll find out.
Is it a flashback? Is it a fast forward?
Is it an alternate universe? Is it an Into the Spider-Verse?
It's vice versa.
Is it the Flash?
It's vice versa. So they see themselves, but it's a different actor.
Yeah, absolutely. I was so shocked that that's what that show was about. I started watching Vice Versa alone, and then RJ was out,
and then you saw Ohm show
and then
up.
I saw he's in the title credits, so that's why I did skip it when I watched it with you, and I was like, "Is that Ohm?" Didn't even notice Nanon because I was like so shocked.
They're like, "What's he?"
Then
doing
we
here?
get to the end of the first part of I can't believe we're talking about Vice Versa. We're not doing this because he's a virgin. And it's now his 30th birthday. If he touches people, he quickly learns.
He hears their thoughts. So it's so funny. Obviously, the hustle and bustle of getting to work. He's hearing all of these thoughts. People think he's drunk. He's in the office. His friend is like actually talking about like, oh, he's such a sad guy. Basically,
yeah. What a sad sack.
And he's like, eh?
I do think that one is funny because he fully has his like hand on him, and like the other guy doesn't notice. Sure, listen, I'll believe anything. I'll believe if I'm already believing that this man can hear someone else's thoughts. Sure,
yeah,
I can believe that he has his hand on your shoulder and you have no reaction.
But that's what I'm saying now. Like the acting of the thoughts.
Okay, this show, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm gonna say up front. I don't know how many Stations of the Cross it has. There is one in this episode.
Which is?
The elevator scene.
Yeah.
Goofy, trip. Like, we tripped or whatever. It's like the accidental, we got really close.
The accidental skinship.
Accidental skinship. He has reorganized his entire life. He now goes to work early, so he's not in the middle of hustle and bustle.
He taps to pay.
He taps to pay to get his onigiri that he gets every day with double mayo. Okay, man after my own heart, double mayo, honey.
I want an onigiri stamper Can you buy me
Is
one?
it Kewpie mayo? Do you think it's Kewpie mayo?
Yes, of course. And probably tuna inside. And I know how much you love tuna salad, Adam.
I do. I had it for lunch yesterday.
Too much tuna. This elevator scene is honest. I'm not joking. One of my favorite scenes in television.
This is so funny.
Period. It's so clean. It's so concise. It tells you everything.
Also, it's so goofy.
The discovery that he does, I could eat it up with a spoon. He is so curious about like, oh, Kurosawa likes someone. I wonder who it is. What lucky girl. And then he's like, fuck, oh God, he's so hot. And he's like, me?
Yeah. And then they fall. They like get pushed over when people leave. Okay, this is the best part.
Yes, yeah.
The elevator is cramped.
It's cramped because people are coming in, but then people are coming out, and it accidentally knocks Kurosawa over Adachi.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like you would have think if people left,
you wouldn't be cramped.
It's not cramped and just move back then. But for some reason, we're still just riding the rest of this elevator like this would be if you saw this in real life, you'd be like, are they gonna fight? Like, what's happening? It's so awkward, but it's so great. And so that's when he's like, can you hear the heartbeats? Oh my God, I hope he can't hear my heart beating. I love him so much. Kurosawa.
That's the funniest part, I think. It's because he's obviously so prim and proper, clean, like golden boy, but his thoughts sound like a little boy, like fully just like
a yeah. Like, he's so goo goo gaga.
Yes.
Kiki kaka. Goo goo gaga.
Ooh la la.
Maybe in my top 3 things of the show is how much Kurosawa likes Adachi.
I know. And
it is Adachi that has to like
be okay with like being some like the center of someone's attention.
Yes.
Honestly.
And like that, but also just like,
but it's like
he's the goofy one.
It's like someone liking him for just exactly who he is.
A member of the goofy community.
Girl. Mother of the house of Goofy.
Gorsh.
Not a soul can gorsh.
Not a soul can gorsh. Not a soul can. I like when hot guys are like losers.
Yes.
Hot guys should be losers.
They are. It's the himbification, you know. Would you call him a himbo?
No, I would not. No, I think he's too intelligent to be a himbo, unfortunately. Yeah.
What a shame.
What a shame.
Explain this to me, Adam. Explain how.
Sorry.
So, okay, if you were in, would you believe it right away? Because he doesn't. He's like, oh, it must be just another part of my wizardry is that I hallucinate now.
Oh, that's the part they didn't mention.
Yeah.
Is the hallucination part of the wizardry.
Hallucinate.
Would I believe it?
You come
I am delusional enough to believe that a man would like me. Yeah. I am. It's giving therapy.
Yeah, and where does that come from?
I wasn't much loved as a child by me dad.
Go city yourself.
It's been like he's since like been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Because after the cold open, it's like 2 weeks later.
Right. So yeah, I think I would believe it. Why? Everything else has made sense. Why would...
I think it's just because, I mean, he even says it like, everyone is enamored by Kurosawa.
Yeah,
and so it's just like, that thing of like...
It's more that it's Kurosawa.
And because
I don't think he has this reaction when it's what's her name later, Miss Girl.
Miss Girl, yeah, when it's Miss Girl later on.
I don't think he has this reaction. I don't think he's like, I think he's shocked, but I don't think he doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
But I think it's because it's Kurosawa. He's like,
he's already built up such a thing of like, I know him.
He's gay?
And it's me?
So he ends up having to stay overnight because his
coworker.
Another common trope in BLs is someone who takes advantage of someone's kindness. That happens in roommates too. The fucking like friend.
The friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because gays are inherently kind.
You know, gays are known for kindness. Said no one ever.
Let's read our His Man comments. You'll see.
So Kurosawa like sees that he's staying late, and so is like, I'm gonna help you with your project that you're working on.
Here's some data.
Data analytics.
Oh my god.
STEM, sales.
Adam loves the fact that it's a stationery company. And not even just like a store.
Yeah.
They are stationery suppliers.
I love stationery. Yeah. I do not collect it the same way you do.
This makes no fucking sense. How can you be like, I love stationery, but I think it's dumb when you collect notebooks?
I've never said it's dumb. I've said it's wasteful. It's different.
There is a stack of stationery that
I will use.
No, you don't.
I did not purchase myself.
You don't. No, you don't.
I'm waiting to go through this damn white paper that you also bought. So they work on this project together. Fine, it goes well. He hears Kurosawa still be like, I cannot believe I'm sitting so close to him.
Oh my god, what does he smell? Oh my god, he smells
his little birthmark on the back of his neck.
Like fully. He's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom to check if he actually does have that mole, and she sure do. I think it's also funny when he was like, what is that smell? Oh, what is that cologne he's wearing? Is that a shampoo? Is that fabric softener?
Yeah.
Ooh, I just love the
script
smell.
Is so funny.
It's so funny.
It's so... It's full... it's such a broad comedy. It's so good. I love it.
He basically realizes that, like, it's not hallucinations. It's real.
It's real.
He likes it.
Kurosawa wants this... Bussy! Sorry. This is another show where I'm like, are these characters gay? Does gay exist in this world? Do you know what I mean? Like, are we outside? Are we in a world that exists outside of like gay as a concept? Do you know what I mean?
I think so, because there's episodes later where Adachi is like, I think I like a guy. So
Kurosawa gives him his scarf.
I don't think this is an established Station of the Cross, but it should be. The putting on the scarf. There's something.
The adjustment of the clothes.
The primping of the clothes.
Because it's different from the tending of the wound.
Yeah.
It's similar in energy.
It's like, I'm like taking care of you. Yeah.
All of that is in the same kind of energy category. Yeah. So he gives him a scarf, and it is the fussiest like application of a scarf I've ever watched. There's so much like...
Because he has to do enough business to cover the dialogue that's playing. And so it's literally...
And there's so much inner monologue happening.
Because he's fully giving Santa's monologue at the end of My Only 12%, where he's like...
Yeah, the end of that show, this is the start.
Yeah. He's like, I love your face. I love
your eyes. I love your teeth.
He's literally doing that.
It's wild. And Adachi is like...
He's like surprised at first, but then like I think endeared that like someone... He says someone cares this much about him. Mm-hmm. No, like he's never heard anyone care this much about him before.
Yeah. And this moment ends. They say that the trains aren't running anymore.
Which Adam had to look up immediately, like, when do the trains in Tokyo stop?
Midnight. This is a capitalist moment. Okay?
Yeah.
We're living in the end of capitalism.
Yeah.
Is where we're really at right now.
Currently?
If I, as an American, who, like, we just live to work. Honey, do you work to live or you live to work? Honey, Americans live to work.
Americans live to work.
If I am saying, how the fuck are you leaving your stationary job past midnight?
Yeah.
We need to do some reflection.
I have coworkers who'll do that, who'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll knock this out tonight. And then they'll send a Slack at 11
but
p.m.
you work in design.
Yeah, which that's true.
They are truly just in sales.
Yeah, they're just tracking.
Did the box get to the shipment? I don't know what they're tracking. I was horrified by the trains ending at midnight. What happens? I think people have talked about this with Seoul too, how the trains stop at some point. So that's why people drink all night. It's because they have nowhere to go. So they just stay out drinking.
Until the first train in the morning.
Yes.
Go home, take their 2-hour sleep.
Drink hangover drink.
Eat that little jelly in the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
because Adachi was saying I'll just go sleep at an internet cafe or whatever.
Yes.
So he'll just
also in a Gratzko season 4.
Yeah. So he'll just sit at the office chair and just sleep.
Yes. Wild.
Crazy.
Wild. And Kurosawa goes, just come home with me.
Just stay at my place. It's only a cheap taxi ride from here. Which then I'm like, okay, so he must live further away. I'm trying to think in Chicago terms.
Have you ever looked at Tokyo's train map?
No, isn't it super crazy? There's so many.
Girl, spaghetti. Spaghetti noodles.
Fun. I remember being on one, but I was very little.
So he invites him to go home. And
he goes, pats him on the back like a buddy. And go, yeah, come on, guy. And from that, a vision.
Oh my God. Yes.
Just like Cassandra with the women of Troy.
Oh, yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Just like Phoebe Hallowell, one of the matriarchs of television witches.
Seer.
Yeah.
Seerism.
He sees a full vision of what Kurosawa is imagining.
Dreaming,
and it's
hoping,
drinking a coffee in the morning, the drying of the hair.
The drying of the hair, huge for the
drying
culture.
Of the hair, smiling and giggling and laughing.
Did we get the drying of the hair in 8 cents? I don't think we ever got the drying of the hair. I don't think they ever
dried after a shower.
The drying of the hair is a huge
iconic BL Station of the Cross.
I think it's also in regular dramas too.
Oh yeah.
But it's
something about the BL makes it, because it's this is just what guys do.
Yeah. More intimate. Intimate. He sees a vision of himself as to how Kurosawa
is
imagining this next 8 hours will be.
I know.
And he's so cute. He's he's so cute. Oh my God. He freaks out. It's great.
The slow pan of Adachi turning and then just going, eh? Cut, and end of the show.
Cut to credits. It's so funny.
I am a person who, if I love a pilot so much, I will rewatch the pilot over and over again.
This is peak pilot.
It is such a perfect pilot. It sets everything up.
This is honestly one of the best pilots in the past 10 years. That's all we have.
And that's Cherry Magic episode 1.
That's Cherry Magic episode 1. See you at episode 2.
Okay, before we go.
We almost forgot. We have to, say our MVP of the episode.
Say MVP. Go ahead.
It's Adachi.
I mean, he goes through roller coasters in this episode.
Just here's the thing. Adachi on paper could be very annoying. You could, if you don't root for Adachi,
the show's
trash.
Cursed.
Right. This is a wonderful interpretation of this character. Mm-hmm. Now, we haven't even talked about, you can say yours in just a second. We haven't even talked about that Thailand is doing theirs. That's coming out later this year, I believe.
Then an anime is coming out.
So
I think we're booked for the next couple of years.
But I get having finished the show, I understand why it's such like comfort, sweet.
Yeah.
They're really two characters that really like each other. They're like totally winning. They're just like, yeah, it's great. Who is yours?
I mean, I'll pick Kurosawa.
You can pick Adachi.
No, I think I'll pick Kurosawa. I think the way his facial reactions react to the thoughts that he's having.
Oh, when they're in the scene?
When they're in that scene is so funny, where he's like smelling him and then like sees
he's like, oh.
It's so good.
It's
like
so funny.
He's playing
having
the duality.
A reaction like he just saw something explicit, but it's truly just the birthmark under his ear. Yeah. It's so funny. It's giving like Victorian man sees woman's elbow.
Sees woman's ankle for the first time, and you're like, oh.
Great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm so excited.
I love Cherry Magic. I
could watch this pilot over and over again. Truly.
Yeah. This is a very comfort show, for sure. Okay, that's really it.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.